Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot. Apologies, I've just tried to get on there and the lamps fell over and everything, so I hope this light is all right. This is the best light that I can actually do it this morning. So what I want to talk about today, there's a few things I want to mention. I'm just going to wait for a few people to come on first because I've got some cards here, so I am going to do some readings, but it's just some things that this last week Spirit have been highlighting to me. I really didn't feel like doing this video today, but they've told me I've had to, so I'm here, and I don't know exactly what's going to come out, but I'm sure there will be something and something of importance. So there's people coming in there. Can you just let me know? Hi, Deborah. Hi, Magic. It's usually a different time to what I normally come on as well. So, right, I'll go in with it. Good morning, our goddess and Jessie. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're all here as well. So yeah, the first thing I want to start with, and it's got to be a little bit about me because this is what they've been telling me to share. So the last time I think I'd done a video was round about the eclipse, wasn't it? Like that. Last Tuesday, I had an RTT session. Many of you have heard me mention RTT before. It is something I swear by. It's rapid transformational therapy, and it really goes to the core of any emotional stuff that we have, any old programming and things like that. So I had a session booked. I had the most beautiful, amazing session. I mean, it was literally mind-blowing. The poor girl that was doing it, I mean, I kind of connected to spirit during it. So yeah, that isn't how it's meant to be done, but I don't do things in the right way. And during it, it was a lot to do with grief and things like that, with, things that I'm storing. And during it, this thing in my head cracked open and I just went into the light, and it was the most beautiful feeling I've ever had in my life. It was sheer bliss. It was peace. It was love. It was everything. And actually at one point in it, I thought I died. I was like thinking to myself, shit, I've died and this is it. And it was just this, I haven't ever felt that kind of that at home, it was pure light where I was. So that was beautiful on the Tuesday. On the Wednesday, something was brought to my attention regarding my health, and I kind of thought, you know what, I've got to see about this. I'm not usually one that goes to doctors and things like that. So I managed to get an online doctor, spoke to them. They said that I had to go and see a doctor urgently. So on Friday, I went to see a doctor who basically said something is not right. And yesterday I had to go in and have a little procedure where they cut bits of me away and stuff like that. So I have stitches, I have pain, a lot of pain today. So those that had readings today, I'm so sorry I had to cancel, but I have rescheduled everybody, but I just couldn't give 100% into that. So yeah, the doctors are actually thinking that it's malignant melanoma, which is not good. But it was so strange. And this is what they want me to talk to about this, because I was like, well, is that not a private thing? They said, no, see how you're dealing with it. So I don't get the results for 10 days. But obviously, since knowing this, I've had some quite interesting conversations with loved ones. And I don't want to say I've had a health scare, because I don't feel afraid with this. And Spirit just keeps saying to me, everything is happening. I just want to mention, first of all, before I go in with everything that they're telling me at the moment, about how I'm actually feeling with this and what this is highlighting to me as well. So, like I say, on Tuesday, I had this kind of near-death experience, which was so blissful and amazing. And then 2 days later, I'm sitting being told off a doctor that, hold on, this could not be good, Obviously, if it's not, I am going to have to go back to England. But for the meantime, I'm here. Everything has been done that needed to be done. So then I witnessed that I'm having this fight between my ego and my soul. So my soul is telling me, yeah, everything's how it's meant to be. Spirit have put this on your path. But my ego is really wanting me to spiral into fear. It's there. It's every minute it's there. Yeah, but this could be doom and gloom. This could be blah, blah, blah. And it's really, I'm almost observing myself. And I didn't realize this t-shirt I've actually got on today says my cards say everything is going to be okay. So yeah, maybe that's a sign from them. But yeah, I've witnessed myself kind of floating in between the spiritual world and the 3D world. Because in the spiritual world, I have no fear of death. I do not believe I am this body or anything like that. Yet on the 3D world, it's like, shit, what will happen to my daughter? What if I get really sick? So it's interesting to see the both sides with this. And like I say, I've had some beautiful conversations with friends as well, friends and loved ones. And, it's not a doom and gloom thing. This, even if it is, it's not going to be doom and gloom. So this is what I wanted to speak about, because what it has made me think, and I wrote this down just so that I could remember, because there's been so many thoughts going through my head. So yeah, the thing that it really made me think about, and I feel these are questions for all of this. I am here today because I'm going to talk today about what we're coming up to at the end of, I nearly said the end of the world, but if at the end of this year, which is kind of the end of the world, but in a beautiful way, in the end of the world as we know it. And what questions this kind of my own mortality being questioned has given me is, have I left a lasting legacy? So it made me think, have I done enough in the world to have changed it in some way? Because I feel we are all here with a purpose. I know some people have, oh, Tanya, this, and you've done this, and blah, blah, blah. But am I doing enough? Am I doing enough for people? Am I doing enough within my work? Am I being heard enough? Am I doing enough for spirit? If I suddenly cease to exist, would I leave a lasting legacy? Would other people's lives continue to be better because of something that I had done or said or channeled from spirit or something like that? So this is one of my thoughts that came in really, really strongly over this weekend. The second one was, am I holding any resentments that don't matter anymore? So I really had to dig deep within my heart and within my life and see, am I holding silly resentments? Am I holding anything off because of my ego or anything like that? And I don't believe that I am. I feel I've made like so much peace, with everything, people that have come, people that have gone, things that have happened and everything. I've really made peace with that. And I realized that everything that has happened within my life has all been part of my journey, so I feel very, very blessed. And to be honest, if I did cease to exist, even tomorrow, I have lived a life well lived. I've had that. I've had so many experiences. And the last one that I got was, have I made peace with my past? And yeah, I totally have. So like I say, the lasting legacy, I don't know, hopefully. And if not, I've got work to do. This is when I need to get off my arse and get it done. But yeah, the rest of it, I'm not holding any resentments. And, I fully made peace with my past and also my present as well. And I think one of the most important things within this is making peace with myself. And this is what I'm not just making this about me. I want to, for you to pose them questions to yourself. Have you done enough to leave a lasting legacy? How are you holding any resentments that don't matter? And have you made peace with your past? Judy sitting in the hospital car park in Granada waiting for Mick. Oh, is he having a scan? Please send him my love, Judy. Please send him my love. So lovely to hear from you as well. So it's been a bit of a dark and the light. As I said, this lunar eclipse, it really took me to the light, but then took me to the darkness. But what I found was within this darkness was that the darkness is actually quite beautiful if you take the time to be in it, to see what it has to say, to really listen to it. There's some deep stuff there. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. So this is kind of what I wanted to start off with this, and obviously I will keep everybody informed. I don't want to in any way be a victim with this. This is something that's happening in my life that I'm pleased it's been brought to my attention. It's something very odd, but I'm getting what I need at this moment, and my plan will come into place if it needs to, but I have got a plan. I have got a plan as well. I had to sit and do that the other day. So that is basically, what's going on in my world at the moment as well, and it did make me realize that, God, I'm not scared of death. I don't want to go yet. I've still got things I want to do, but I'm not scared of it. It's like, how could I be when I'm in that world more than I am in this one, to be honest? So then they come up with things this morning. Like I say, I woke up, I'm sore, I'm really, really sore. And they started this morning and they started giving me words. So I wrote them down, and I'm going to read these out first, and that will lead us into what I feel they want us to know as well. Okay, so right. So this is what was said to me this morning. The masks went on and the masks came off. A pandemic of smugness, shaman, elitism, and fear. At a time when so many are scared of dying, why are others shamed for living? The victim has become the vilified. The voices of those concerned, speaking truth, have been silenced and cancelled. Society has become like a scene from Mean Girls. Understanding is now underestimated, different views demonized and dismissed. Why did the need to be right overcome the need to be happy and kind? Mankind is destroying humanity. Divide and conquer rather than debate and concur. Gloating and goading rather than listening and learning. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so very Gemini. Until we learn to listen more than we speak, to hear both sides and find a neutral truth, we will continue to disconnect from not just others, but from our true selves. There are always 3 sides to the truth. As we fastly approach the golden age, a time of harmony and understanding, of working together for the whole rather than segregating for the self, ask yourself, do I have the requirements to get on that train? Am I exhibiting behavior that belongs in this new world? Or am I choosing to stay in the old and not budge an inch because I'm right? Your reality is being determined now. The gods are watching with keen eyes. Will you lower your vibration further, or will you be one of the ones that rise? And this was what they said to me. And I thought, wow, there is so much in that. I'm staying so much away from social media. So anybody sending me messages and everything, I'm sorry, I'm not replying as often as I would normally do, because I really, every day I'm going on social media and I'm seeing people arguing and attacking and, this gloating and this kind of elitism. People talk about the elite and everything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it from, our friends, people on our Facebook groups, people on our social media, that loggerheads with it, okay? In a time when people are supposed to be so scared and so bothered about the health of other people, yet they're not even thinking about the mental health of other people, So this thing about everybody wanting to fight to be right, okay? And I don't think that is constructive. And, obviously we can try and educate, but so many people are just coming in with daggers. They're wanting to prove a point. They're wanting to win rather than educate somebody in something that they may not know about. And we have both sides. It's like, yes, there's people wanting a vaccine, there's people not wanting to take it, and that's absolutely fine. But don't become enemies because of that, just because of personal choices. It's ridiculous. So we have that, and what this Gemini is, our North Node is in Gemini, and what it's asking us to do is take their side and form this neutral truth. And what Spirit have been showing me this last week, because they're coming in with so much, is almost that I'm just walking through, okay? The world's on either side, and I'm just walking through and trying to keep this almost like a tightrope walker. And I've said this before because I love this image that they showed me. Has anybody ever seen a spirit level? You know what they use when they're building, and it's usually yellow, and it's got the little green like bar with the bubble in, and you've got to get that totally straight and get that bubble in. And Spirit said to me, it's not called a spirit level for no reason. And if you can imagine one of them in your head, imagine you're on a tightrope and you're walking forward, and that little green bubble is there, and it's just in the middle of your head. And that bubble needs to be there, because if we tip that way, we're out of sync and we're going to fall. If we tip that way, we're out of sync and we're going to fall. So it's about being neutral and about going forward with this, but keeping our balance within it, letting nothing sway us off course. Because if we have faith, okay, and I'm not religious, I'm talking about faith. Faith is something deeper. Faith is a belief that everything that is happening has some divine reason, okay? Everything that is happening is a little piece of divinity that we are actually being given and shown and almost being privileged to be a part of. Whatever's happening in the world today, I still have ultimate faith, and I still have ultimate faith in people, although it's hard. It's really, really hard to keep that at this moment, So this is almost asking us, can we have conversations with people, conscious conversations, where we're not in it to win it? We're in it to listen and possibly learn, because through conversing, this is how we learn as well, so this is it. And we've always got something to learn, and this is what we need to know as well. It's like, I don't know, I get a lot of times I get really kind of frustrated with the spiritual community as well, because there's this hierarchy with that as well. And we are all just one. This is it. There is no hierarchy. When we get into spirit, there is no hierarchy. We are all one. And this is what we need to see. We're getting so far away from it, but I also feel that that is the plan as well, See how far we can get pushed apart before we realize, right, okay, we've got to come together. It reminds me very much, what they're showing me is that, can you remember the story of No Man's Land? And I think it was the English and Germans were fighting each other during the war. And on Christmas Day, they stopped and they came together on this field where beforehand there was bullets and everything flying, and they played football together. Because what they realized was, on that side and on that side, they were all just people that were away from their families, that were missing their loved ones, and they were fighting a war that wasn't really theirs. And in that moment, there was unity. And this is what we need to look at. We need to unite, and untie, they're saying. Unite is untie. And this is get things out in the open, have conversations that are uncomfortable, but make the uncomfortable comfortable. I had to have this conversation with my daughter the other day. She said to me, Mum, this is bad. Funeral. And I was like, wow, right, okay, that's where our head's going. This is where I've got to go. And we sat and we had such a beautiful conversation where we were laughing and joking and stuff like that. And then I spoke to my cousin, and she didn't want to hear anything like that. It was like, oh, I can't deal with it. And it was like, okay, but this is the way I've brought my daughter up, to speak in a way that whatever is on her mind or in her heart, she needs to express it, you know. So I thought that was very brave, you know. I don't want to miss it, actually, because it would be one hell of a party. If it was, I would live stream it for everybody. But this is what we need to do, you know. We need to listen. And this is where we can learn. And this is what we're all being called to do, because these next few weeks of this year, I don't feel people realize the importance of it. I know people are talking about, oh, the Great Conjunction and blah, 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 and the age of Aquarius. I've been bleating on about this for years. Anybody who's been here for a long time will know that, you know. And it's going to be a big change, like a huge change. We think the world has changed now. This is going to be it. Life is not going to be how we know it. And all we're being pushed to at this moment is to be in a place of harmony, to where we're working together. The Piscean age was all what's in it for me. And this is what you're seeing at the minute. It's almost like the dregs and the worst part of the Piscean age are being brought to our attention. It's almost showing us the horrors of the world, okay? And saying, right, okay, this is our world. This is where we can change it, okay? And how do we change it? One person at a time. We be the change, okay? We push our ego back and we say, right, okay, this is, I don't want to live like that. I want to leave this legacy. I want to make peace with my past. And I don't want to hold on to any resentments that don't really matter. Okay, and at the minute, I feel everybody is so frustrated. You know, it's a frustrating time at the moment. And it's, again, divinely planned. It's like the gods are. I watched Clash of the Titans the other day, and that was really funny, you know, seeing how the gods are kind of moving it. And that's what they said to me. The gods are watching with keen eyes. We're being watched, you know, to see, right, okay, which way are you going to go? Now, as I've said, this has been going on for so long, and I've been talking about this, but I really feel we've got to get our fucking act together. It's like, you know, it's like there's a train coming in, and I keep getting the words. Have you ever heard about the Merry Pranksters, which was like Timothy Leary, Ken Kesey, and all of them? You know, they'd done like the psychedelic bus during the 60s, and they had a saying: "You're either on the bus or you're off the bus." And this is basically what Spirit are saying to us now, you know? Are we on the bus or are we off the bus? It doesn't matter where that bus is going. We just have to choose to get on it, because those that get on it will go to a different life and a different reality. And those that don't, and those that are still picking around, oh, what do I take? What do I this? What do I that? Still clinging to material, still clinging to the need to be right, still waiting for somebody to come along and push them. They're going to live a different reality. And I don't want people to do this, you know. I want everybody to be there, you know. I want everybody on the bus. I sound like some kind of crazy cult leader or something there, but it's not. It's our reality will be different, but we cannot take with us everything that our old life actually had, what made our old life what it was. You know, we're hanging on to too much. It's too Piscean. It's too, this is mine, I want to take it. You're going to be charged for your baggage. You know, it's going to be, I'm sorry, can't come on. You know, that it's going. And this is where I feel we need to be so certain of being in our truth. You know, it's not certain on being knowing where we're going, because to be honest, I haven't got a clue. I'm stuck out here on the edge of a cliff in Greece, and I don't know how long I'll be here or whatever. But I know that I'm exactly where I need to be. And I know that I'm doing the work, and I'm actively doing it, you know, in order to rid me of the things that I could not take or that would stop me from going into this new way of being. You know, and this means going deep. As I said, I've been doing so much shadow work, and I really feel that this that has manifested is a result of that. So it's stuff that I haven't been able to shift that is needed to be cut out. You know, that isn't useful where I'm going. So this is what we need to do. I mean, we've got a solar eclipse on the 14th. Okay, now this solar eclipse is linked to the lunar eclipse that was in June, I think June the 5th, I think. Now look at what happened June the 5th, okay? This was the start of the big Black Lives Matter protests. I know in my life, that was when Spirit said to me, you need to leave Ibiza, the island, and it's everything is tying up. So seeing what we have let go of in that time, or what darkness that showed us, which is now going to be transformed into light. Because when we have this solar eclipse, it's almost like a portal of saying, right, follow the light. This is it. It's there. This is where your power is. Okay. Now, then we have on the 21st of this month, we have this Jupiter-Saturn grand conjunction. Now, I'm not an astrologer, so please, if there's anything I'm saying here that isn't right, this is how I'm being told of Spirit. And they're coming together, so they're almost going to be touching, which hasn't happened for, I feel it's between 2,800 years. I've read different things, different places. But if we look at Jupiter, okay, Jupiter is the planet of expansion, of good luck, almost like lady luck, okay? That's what I see Jupiter as. And Saturn is the great teacher. So the way I'm seeing Saturn and the way I feel Spirit want this to be brought out, can you remember the teacher at school? There was always one. And even if you weren't very good in his class, even if it wasn't your strongest point, he would say, look, if you work with me with this, we're going to get you to pass that exam. We're going to get you through. It might be hard, but I need you. I need your 100% dedication, and I will give you my 100% dedication, and we will be in this together. We will get through this. Okay? So that is Saturn. But then Saturn is also the teacher who goes, if you're not putting the effort in, if you want to sit back at the back of your class, picking your nose, flicking, making paper aeroplanes and stuff like that, that's absolutely fine. I'm paid. I'm here to I'm getting paid for being here. But if you're not prepared to put the work in, then I'm not going to be prepared to put the work in with you. So this is where I'm seeing Saturn. It's black or white. If you want to do the work, I'll get you through. I will fast track you. You will be there. You will get this lady look at the other end. You will expand. You will evolve. You will grow. But if you're sitting at the back, twiddling your thumbs, waiting for playtime, then, you're not going on that trip. You're not going on the school trip there, So this is how I see it. It's like, yeah, somebody said there, Saturn's the guy who throws the stuff out the back of the closet. Yeah, exactly. My mum used to do that with me. Come in and just throw everything out. But for you to sort through stuff. And nobody can sit and go, oh, well, I didn't know, or I didn't get round to it, or like, oh, well, I'll do it next year. It's too late. We've got to be actively doing it now. So when we go into this conjunction, it's actually on the winter solstice as well, which the winter solstice is the darkest day of the year. But after that, that's when things start to get lighter again. Days start to get longer. And when we see these two planets together, this Jupiter and Saturn, they're calling it the Christmas star. They say it will be a star so bright that it was like the Star of Bethlehem. Now, what they're saying to me there is, remember, it was the wise men that followed the star. They didn't know what they were going to find. They didn't know what they were there. They took things that they thought were of value to somebody else, not that they thought were of value to them. This is interesting what they showed me. I'm loving it. So, there was gold, frankincense, myrrh. They weren't them personal possessions. They were gifts that they wanted to give. Okay, so this is what we've got to look at. Are you going to be one of the wise men? Are you going to follow that star? Because the star is hope. Okay, when you look at tarot, the star is always hope. It's healing, it's vulnerability, it's having that belief, that faith that I talked about. If you look, sailors used to use the stars to navigate in storms. Stars are beautiful. When I asked what they were, and she said, every single one is a wish that has come true, Tanya. So I grew up believing that stars were all just wishes. And she said to me, look at how much space there is for more wishes to come true. And there is, but we need to get clear on our wishes. We need to know what it is we really, really want, and desire, because all of these things we think we need, we don't need, so this is really going in, what do we want out of life, and there's something, actually, I don't know if I read this the other day. I'm just thinking about it when I'm saying there was something I'd wrote, I don't know, and I was thinking about what I wanted out of life. I don't know if I can find it, but it was so simple. It was, I wanted to sit under the stars in a campfire and, smell coffee in the morning. I wanted the simple life. I've had the crazy rock and roll lifestyle, and now I want that rocking chair, I'm there. I'm ready for this. So this is just, it's please, man, I want you all there. This is why I'm saying this, and I don't know if this is making sense to anybody. I will look at all of the messages and then answer any questions, because they're there. They're just coming through with me, at this moment in time all the time. So, it's anything that anybody's got to ask, then I'm sure they will come up with an answer. But our time is ticking out. I mean, time isn't real anyway. But, it's ticking. Are you ready? On the 21st of December, are you going to be there going, right, okay, I'm getting on this bus and I don't know where it's going to take me, but I have ultimate faith and I have ultimate trust that it'll take me where I need to be, okay? Because this is it. We're evolving, okay? We're evolving. We are getting higher frequency. This is what we're doing. This is how I can sit with this situation that's going on and go, all right, that's interesting, and not be feeling it on this human egoic level, because the ego, we can never get rid of the ego, but we can listen to it and we can question it as well. Do not believe everything you think, okay? See where it's coming from. Dig deep into it, because that's what it's asking you to do. I mean, we're talking about fear. Yesterday, as I said, I had to go to for this procedure, and I got up in the morning, had my breakfast, got all sorted, and then went to go in the shower, and I hadn't been thinking about it. Like I say, I'm not worrying, although I probably should be, but I'm not. It's that's what I do. And I got up to go to the shower, and I had this, it was almost like a download of fear, literally went through my body, and I froze. And the only time I remember feeling that was the day of my mum's funeral, when I had to walk out the door, and it was like, shit, if I take this step, it means this is real. And I got that yesterday, and it was like this lead, and I was frozen to the spot. And then I kind of went and vomited. And what that showed me was that fear, although I talk about not being fear, and fear being an egoic, I don't know, it's not a pastime, egoic emotion. It is a natural response as well. It is a primal response. We have fear for a reason, to keep us out of danger. And some part of my body or psyche or whatever knew that I was going yesterday and there was going to be knives and shit like that. And it came in, so it was like, right, okay, I allowed the fear to be there, but I was brave and I just witnessed it. It was like, right, okay, it's there. I get what you're saying. I've got to be careful, and I'm going to be. Thank you for that. But I need to get going and I need to get this sorted, So this is it. Anything that comes up for us, don't instantly dismiss it, because a lot of times our shadow is the stuff that we try and push away. Okay, and what we need to do, we need to allow it its voice. We need to allow it to pass through us as well. If we're stopping it and having resistance all the time, then we're never going to be able to deal with it. Once we allow it to pass through us, then it's easier, and it's easier on us as well, because what we resist persists. So if I had not have gone yesterday, oh, what if this, what if blah, blah, blah. I don't want to sit with that. It's deal head on. I can deal with anything as long as it is the truth, and it has to be the brutal truth as well. So please get ready for these amazing things that are going to happen. Life is not going to be the same again. And I really feel I want to, all right, okay, they're going off there as well. I know I might have said this before, but the Yogi Bhajan, who I know there is a lot of controversy about at this moment, and I'm not in any way endorsing him. However, I do feel the teachings that come as part of Kundalini Yoga are very important in these times as well. So he has 5 sutras for the Aquarian age. I'll go into these and then I'll answer any questions. Okay, so please bear with me. There's a lot of talking today, but hopefully it's stuff that is actually, you're feeling it. You're feeling the truth in it. You're feeling, you know, that there is kind of authenticity in this as well, you know, because that's where it's coming from. It's coming from the heart space. So the first sutra for the Aquarian age is recognize that the other person is you. We can only truly see ourselves reflected in another person. If we admire qualities in another, we are only seeing the same qualities in ourselves. These qualities may not yet be developed or expressed. On the flip side, if we see qualities that we dislike in another, again, we are only seeing parts of ourselves, perhaps a disowned part of our shadow. The more we identify with our ego, the more judgmental we will be towards others, and the more we will project our own personality traits onto others. In the age of Aquarius, the age of enlightenment, we are being called to take full responsibility for our experiences and live the truth. We are all one. So just for one day, own everything, good and bad, that you see in yourself and in another person. The second one is when the time is on you, start and the pressure will be off. The way we perceive time is an illusion. There is no past, no future, only the present, the now. Time is only consciousness moving. The expansion of consciousness is pressurizing you to change, grow, and evolve on your soul's journey. It is foolish to hold back its process with procrastination. In truth, we all know within our deepest selves the changes that we need to make. Worry and stressing about what-if scenarios will only lead to more suffering and paralysis. This is the mind's play, and you'll end up like a dog chasing its own tail. So the reflection that comes with this is the universe is change and change is constant, so why not embrace it? It is time for you to make changes in your life. Take the first step, no matter how small, and you will feel the pressure immediately start to ease up. This will give you the momentum to keep changing and to keep growing. The cosmos shall clear your path. All of the universe is vibrating of energy. We are either vibrating in harmony or disharmony with the universe. We vibrate frequency through our thoughts, words, actions, emotions, and feelings. What we put out to the universe, we receive back like a boomerang. When life seems to be continually placing blocks along your path and nothing seems to be moving, it may be shown that you are not vibrating in harmony with the universe. To vibrate with the universe is to vibrate the higher frequencies of love, compassion, and kindness. One of the best ways to be in the flow with the cosmos is through yoga, meditation, chanting, mantras, sacred sounds that attune you to the universe. And I believe music as well. I really believe music. Music helps us to remember love. Anybody that watched my video, if music be the food of love, then, you know, that was a very strong message that I got from Spirit for that. So the reflection with the third sutra is, are you in the creative flow of the universe today? Do you feel that something isn't moving in your life? Shift the frequency of your thoughts to be more aligned and bring in the higher frequency energy, and then watch your path clear. The fourth one is there is a way through every block. It is guaranteed that challenges come into your life for your spiritual growth and healing. No one is exempt. In fact, the day you have no challenges is the day that you are dead. Every challenge, no matter how great or small, has a solution or a way through. This solution, however, doesn't come from the rational or logical mind. A pros and cons list will not work. The solution will come bubbling to the surface through your intuition. How do you know the difference between intuition and thoughts from the mind? Intuition is neutral in energy. There is no judgment, no shoulds, and no fear. Intuition is the creative energy. It is like a small, soft voice in your ear. That's what I was saying. I've sat and I've watched, you know, my spiritual self and my ego try to, You know, which one is going to win this? You know, and I've sat there in neutral with no judgment, no shoulds, and no fear. So the reflection with this one is, as you face a challenge in your life, take a moment and remember that there is a way through every block. Breathe long and deep for a few minutes and wait for the answer to come. It will. Start acting from your intuition and trust that you will be guided to the next best step for you. And the fifth sutra, the final one, thank you for listening to this, is understand through compassion or you will misunderstand the times. In the age of Aquarius, the age of enlightenment, we are being called to move out of the Piscean motto, what's in it for me, and into the Aquarian motto, how can my actions benefit the whole? Compassion is learning and acting from the heart. If we choose to go into judgment or look away from the suffering of our fellow human beings, we are misunderstanding the times. It is only the ego and the mind that keep us separate from one another and in denial of the truth. The Aquarian age is recognizing that we are one human tribe on this planet Earth. All of us brothers and sisters connected by one spirit. We are here on this planet to serve, to uplift, and to help one another. So the reflection with this is keep your heart open today as you approach people and challenges. Resist the urge to go into the mind and ego to become separate. Remember to look into the eyes of others to see the same light that lives in us all. And I feel them are just, you know, they've been my mantra for so long, so many years. And I feel I will try, and what I will do on my Instagram and social media, I will write them down and copy them, and I will put them on there if anybody wants if anybody wants to read them properly without me reading them out. So yeah, so, you know, we are very, very blessed to be living in these times, you know, and each and every one of us chose to be incarnated at this time. So none of us can complain, you know. We signed and we said, right, okay, I'm going down there. I want to be there. Oh, I need to be there. You know, and everybody, I mean, people look, you know, I'm here giving spirit messages. There's other people giving spirit messages. There's all of this. Don't ever think that just because you're not doing that, that you haven't got a part to play in this. You know, this is just the part I was given. You know, it's everybody, every single one of us has a part to play in the healing of this new world, you know, and it's finding that. And the only way we can find that is to go into our truth, into our full truth, into our authentic truth, and say, show me what I'm here to do. Show me what my purpose is. Show me how you get, and it might come in a completely different way to what you're doing now, but you will feel it. Feel that is truth. Okay, not this one's right, that one's right, whatever. It's this truth, this inner truth, that it doesn't matter what anybody says, you know, you will stand tall in that. And I, for many years when I lived in the UK, you know, I got mocked, I got, you know, whatever, because of my beliefs. And it was hard. And sometimes I would censor, you know, I even realized with this situation I mentioned, how sometimes I censored myself depending on who I was talking to, because I wanted to save them from any pain or whatever, you know, and that was, hold on, I've got to speak truthfully, because that is not me being in my truth. That is me stepping back from my truth to appease somebody else, you know. I'll never trade my authenticity for approval. It's not how I am. I can't do that now, you know? So this is it. It's just about being brave enough to stand in your truth. And once you are, it doesn't matter what is going on around you. You know that you are in that full truth. And when I'm saying truth, it doesn't mean, well, this is my truth and this is right. It's where you feel at peace, where you have no judgment, where you have no shoulds, where you have no coulds, you know, and all you are doing is feeling this love for yourself, this love for others, and this compassion as well. That is when we are in our full truth and being authentic, because we are love. Okay, that is what every single one of us is. That is where we come from. It is where we go back. And it's what our whole back to that. Okay, so we don't even have to do the work. We just have to take away all these blocks that we put in front of ourselves. We need to get out of our own fucking way and go back into that source of our power, of our being, of everything, which is in our heart space. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. The people I don't even know what's just come out there. I'll watch it back later. So does anybody have any questions? Thank you for sitting through that. Like I say, I didn't know why I had to come on today, but they said I did. I have got some cards that I'm going to pull as well, but I'm going to have a couple of minutes because I said that this was a chat and that as well. So truly believe, yes, you've done an amazing grace for many. Thank you so much for that, Deborah. Thank you. Yeah, there's still more to do. Hey, Terry. I believe that you have touched and changed all our lives in your own unique way. Thank you for that. Thank you. Curses are only real if you believe in them, Mary. You know, if you give them power, they will become real. I'm pleased it resonates with you, Deborah. You know what? We've all and I think, you know, when we start looking at them, not being hard, but having challenges, you know, we've had challenging lives. And, you know, it's kind of, I mean, people call me lucky, you know, and say, look, you're sitting on the edge of a cliff, you're blah, blah, blah. You know, if they probably looked in my life, I'd probably be the most unlucky person. You know, there's been a lot of bad luck, but I see it as challenges. I wouldn't be who I am now, you know, without them. You know, it's when you see it as learning curves, you know, you've never met somebody who's spiritually evolved that hasn't had a hard past. You know, I haven't. And, you know, sometimes that's what we've got to go through. And it's like any grieving process. We can grieve for our past, grieve for the happiness we didn't have. But the last stage of grief is acceptance. So when we can look back at our life, this is what the judgment card is in tarot. When we can look back at it and make peace with it, okay, and see the gift that has been in it, that is when we raise higher. Okay, so that's it. It's the acceptance, you know, surrender and acceptance. See everything as experience, and then we will evolve. Okay, so live your life with ease. Experience, accept it, surrender to it, and then evolve. And this is what our role as humans is. Courage is being scared, but saddling up every way. Exactly. That's it. You know, it doesn't mean that fear doesn't exist, but it's doing it anyway. You know, the situation in America is horrendous. The situation all over the world is, you can see, wow, this is really coming to a head, you know. This is it. It's how we look at the world. This is when we're talking, we need to look at our words, how we communicate things, you know, what we say, and things like that, you know, because their words are spells, you know. Every time we're speaking, we're putting something into reality that wasn't there. And, you know, if it's, this is horrendous, then it will be horrendous back. You know, that's what we will get back. You know, when we say it's beautiful, you look at these people who, you know, there's a lot of people out there who, you know, they're constantly in a doom and gloom place, and they look older than their age, and they're always talking about this and that, and, you know, and this and the illnesses and stuff like that, because it becomes their reality, you know. But when we look and see, wow, you know, we have so much. We have so much. We are never alone, you know. Spirit are always with us. And when we see that we aren't victims, you know, we're kind of victors of life. We're still here. We're still all our hearts beating, you know, and we still have the ability to smile. We still have the ability to communicate, and we still have the ability to connect, you know. And there are priceless blessings, I believe, in my book. Yeah, what bothers me, it seems at the moment, is if you don't agree with me, you are my enemy. No debate or discussion. Yeah, that's it. But we've got to look as well at how we say things. You know, are we saying this to shut them up? Or are we saying that to go, come on, let's have a conversation with this. And also, is it worth saying it to these people? If you think these people are not going to change, it's like fingers in their ears, like a la la la, I'm not listening. Is it really worth putting your energy into that? So this is it, knowing when to step away. That isn't backing off. That's actually saying, you know what, I want a little bit of peace in my life. And if I engage with that, I'm not going to get it. So educate where you can. Keep an open mind where you can as well, because it's not just about us knowing this is right, because that again is making us right and them wrong. So it's all right. Okay, that's interesting that you say that. Could you explain to me why? And be open to hear, be open to listen to something rather than just listening to respond. Actually be open to hear somebody else's views, because there's a lesson in it for all of us, I feel. You're welcome, small wildflowers. Tanya, why do you think God took my healthy 17-year-old grandson? I'm so sorry about that. I'm so sorry, Tanya. Right, okay. I believe, and please, whatever I say in this, it always comes from a place of love, okay? But when I'm asking them questions and they come out, then I never know how they're going to answer. I too had a child in spirit as well, Tanya, so I can empathize there, and I understand. Not your personal situation, but I can try to understand a little bit. What I believe and what Spirit have told me in the past is that souls come on this earth with different missions, okay? And I feel that some souls are here just to live in the womb. Some souls are here to live a year, to live 10 years, to live 100 years. We all have that mission. And that whenever anybody goes or passes, they're not going somewhere in the ether. They've been, you've felt that love, you've felt that. And, and then that was their soul contract was up. Now, I know, and I'm not saying this for you, but I know that my child that came, and I never give her a name, but I did ask Spirit what her name was, and it said Venus, which is of love and beauty. And she came to shake me out of a life that was not good for me. I was in severe depression. I was agoraphobic. I was not living in my truth in any way. And when she came and when what happened, I was like, why are you doing this to me as well? My life is black enough. But they said, have faith. And that moment when the day she was born, I got on my knees and I prayed and I said, please, if there is something up there, and you're making me go through this, please change my life. Show me what you want me to do, because I am that far from having no faith at all. I had no faith. I had no life. I was existing every single day. And I fell to my knees and prayed in that moment, and it was horrific, the moment and everything like that. But that's when Spirit answered me. And that is why I'm sitting here now, and that was 18, 19 years ago. And, without that happening, I would never have done what I've done. And from that moment, I started to believe. And something happened a week later where I got it as a sign. And it was like, right, I need to take that, even though I'm scared. And then I just started following the dots and following the signs that they came up with me. And I know that every step of the way, my daughter is there with me, guiding me. She came as my light. She came as my beacon to take me out of the life that I was living. So I don't know how that relates to your story, Tanya. And, I'm sorry if anything in there has been deemed disrespectful or any say that is why that happened. God always has a plan. And, it's sometimes through pain. This is where our prayers get answered. And I know within my life that every trauma I have endured has become my trajectory, that is where I have transformed through every trauma, so know that that spirit is always with you and it's there as a guide, okay? And call on him and ask him, and you'll be surprised at how eager spirit are to speak to us. But the thing is, we don't speak, we ask other people to speak to them. But in those quiet moments, try and speak to him, feel his presence. And when your heart is all broken as well, that means it's to let more in, okay? So when our heart breaks, it breaks open, and that means that we can let more love in and let more love out as well, okay? So I'm sending you lots of love, Tanya, and a massive big hug here, and I hope that you feel that as well. And if you listen very hard, the tune will come to you at last, when all are one and one is all, to be a rock and not a roll. Lovely, Alicia. Right, okay, so does anybody have any questions? I'm gonna... Wow, speak sister, you are making my heart and soul smile. Thank you. Well, that made my heart and soul smile too. It's making sense, divine, yeah. Send love to you, Cindy. And like I say, this is, keep that focus, keep that forward focus, okay? And I feel if there's any connections to the mother or any resentments towards the mother in some way, or to motherhood, please, they're saying there, rose quartz and amethyst, I feel, and please give whatever resentments or anything, give them to the stones. Hold one in each hand. The rose quartz in your right hand and the amethyst in your left hand, they're saying. And any resentments or anything like that, please give them, let them take them from you as well, okay? So sorry, just a little message there for you, Cindy. I don't know if this can be answered. Do your guides give an opinion on taking the vaccine if we have a choice? I feel our personal choice is part of our personal path, okay? I'm not an anti-vaxxer in any way. However, I am concerned about what I put in my body that isn't good, as I sit here smoking, and took all sorts of drugs in my teens and stuff like that. But I had a family member, not a family member, a family friend member, very close family friend member, who had was severely mentally and physically damaged by vaccines. This was many years ago. When I was a child, and my mum used to babysit this child. So I was never given any vaccines when I was young. And I just, I got mumps, I got measles, I got all of that, and I was fine. But I feel it is personal choice, massive personal choice. And I feel it's almost, I feel the rush of this is the main concern, okay? This is what I'm feeling, because there's no long-term studies done with this, okay? And I just feel, if you're going to put something in your body, then be a little bit more certain, or, have a little bit more information about it. But I would advise everybody to go personally with what they feel. If they're going to feel safer with that, then do it. I remember an old doctor of mine when I was young said, if going outside and, standing upside down in the garden makes you feel better, then do it. So if this is going to give people a feeling of safety, I don't feel we are at a massive threat with this, and I probably get kicked off here for saying that, but I don't feel we are at a massive threat with COVID. Yes, I know people have died, and yes, I know people that are vulnerable, are at risk with it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that this virus doesn't exist. However, I'm saying that I don't feel we are at as big a risk as what we are being told that we are. Okay. That's how I know. Oh, thank you. Who said that about the emotional quote? Thank you. I think I have a bit of an idea myself why it's there, but I will have a look. Emotional code. I haven't heard that. I'll look that up. You've enlightened all of our lives with your knowledge. I learn something new to improve my life each and every time I listen to you. Thank you so much, Terry, and thank you so much for your support as well. It's always there. Right, okay. Does spirit have a master plan, or is it everything co-created? Yeah, Kristen, I feel spirit has a master plan. Okay, as I said, I was watching the Clash of the Titans yesterday, and it was really funny because it's kind of how I see spirit. You know, I see like this board meeting, this boardroom where they all sit and do all of their stuff. But I believe they have a master plan, but they allow us to kind of decide which path we want to go. So, you know, we are here with a mission. We know it. Our soul knows it. But we can take different pathways. And it's all, I almost see it like video games. I mean, I'm looking at reality at the minute and thinking, you know, this is the most unreal thing there is. And it's like, you know, where you've got in a video game, you have a choice. Do you go there? Which weapon do you choose? How do you get through that? You know, like these, I mean, I know the video games now are all like mega, you know, realistic, and that I'm talking, you know, I'm a girl of the 80s. I'm talking old 80s ones, you know, like, what was it? Street Fighter and stuff like that, Mario Kart. So yeah, I believe we all have, you know, we can take whichever destination we want. And that will, I feel we'll all end up at the place where we're still in the posts. And if we don't keep taking them, that's when game over, it's like, put some more money in, you've got to come round again, you know, you've got to do this again. Personally, I don't want to come here again. That's it, I'm done. So I want to get all of the lessons that I can in this time on here. And this is how whatever comes or whatever happens, and I get a roadblock or I get that, it's like, right, okay, what am I doing wrong here? Where am I taking the wrong route? Where am I trying to think that I know better, you know? So it's almost follow the signs, a bit like Hansel and Gretel, follow the crumbs that are being put out for you, you know, because they're always there. Now, people say to me, oh, but I've been asking for a sign and I don't get them. It's like, you know, maybe ask for you to be able to see the signs, because the signs are always there, you know, signs are always there. So I do believe spirit have a bigger plan, but I believe that they also give us the free will to take the path that is needed for that part of evolution to us as well, you know. And a lot of times they step in, go, oh, right, okay, no, that's wrong person. We'll make this hard for them. And then we go, no, but I want that person. Da, 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 da. And we actually don't heed their advice, you know. So, yeah, I feel that's how I feel it. It is. So yeah, so we co-create, but there's like a bigger thing there as well. Thank you, divine guidance. Yeah, and tune in, you know, it's like that little, remember the old radio stations when you've got to, you know, and you've got to get it right. This is what we've got to do, you know, otherwise you hear all of them, you know, and it's crackly and it's like white noise and it's not good, you know, it's fine tune. And this is where we're at the point now. We're so evolved, we need to fine tune, you know, and it's all of our senses, our smells, you know, our sight, our vision, our touch, our feel. You know, I can walk into a room and I feel the energy straight away in it, and people feel my energy, you know, but that only comes from many years of fine tuning. You know, this is how when I do a reading for somebody, it's like, right, okay, I'm going to tune into you. So it's tapping into their frequency. And what I'm doing is like, right, okay, that's it. You know, and this is where the messages come. This is where the channel is. It's all there. It's all around us. It's just finding that right frequency. Isn't it trying to be on a different one? We're going to get into mess. It's going to sound like some horrible techno, crazy, horrible music. And that's not what we want, you know? So, all right, thank you so much for explaining, Tanya. Follow the crumbs, makes a lot of sense and brings peace of mind. Helps me and all of us when you speak your truth unashamedly. More power to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, and this is it, and it helps us, and it's not taking responsibility away, but what I got today, I was actually talking to a friend, we had a beautiful conversation today, and they said to me, something was said about responsibility, and what they said to me was that you have the ability to respond. That is what responsibility is, that you have the ability to respond to any situation that is given. And I was like, whoa, yeah, that makes so much sense, So like I say, every day is a school day. And yeah, I love that. And there's another thing that they said to me as well today, and I think I'm going to do some work on this. So I'm not going to go too much of it in it today, but they said, who are you without the woohoo? Strip it all back, who are you without the woo-woo? Because, we see there's a lot of people out there, they have the bindies on their heads, they wear the right clothes, they're burning sage, they're burning Palo Santo, they're this, there's CEOs of companies there, look at how much money I've got, look at blah, blah, blah. And, take all that away from them. And are they really who they say they are? So that I feel is a question to ask ourselves, but I am going to do some work on that and present it, I feel, as well, because that came through strongly today. So does anybody have any questions? If not, I will pull a couple of cards. Since that Persephone workshop I've done, I'm just drinking pomegranate juice all of the time. Hi, Laurie. I had to reschedule Laurie today because I just wasn't in a space where I could do full-on readings because I was in a lot of pain. I will explain it. Or if you watch the beginning of this video, Laurie, then you'll understand why. But I'm looking forward to catching up with you next week. So, right, no questions. Wow. Right, so I'm going to pull one of these. I'm using different cards. So this is a universal love card because I like these. And it's given me a bit of a break today as well because I read these out of the book. So I have got some tarot I'll look at, but people have said the vaccine is the mark of the devil. I struggle between all beliefs and spirituality. Any advice? I would say that, when we look at the devil, what is the devil? I am the devil, I am God. This is, we have it. It exists within all of us, and if we change it around, it actually says lived. That's what the devil is. It's lived, and we all have a choice at any time to go into the darker side or into the light side. And the darker side is often, it's that's where we learn. Now, when you look at the devil in tarot card, I used to hate it. It's like, it's a card of addiction. It's a card of, addiction, self-sabotage, all of that. It's not very nice. But when you look at that, the devil in the tarot card never takes anything from anybody. They give him the power. He just stands there and they go, all right, okay, I'm going to go into addiction. And yeah, it's the devil's fault. It's the darker forces. It's whatever. They have chosen to give their power away. And what the devil is within tarot is the devil tells the cold, hard truth. He's truthful. He doesn't mince his words, So I feel when we look at the devil has been ostracized for so many years. And I'm not saying that I worship the devil in any way before anybody starts, okay? If you know me, you know my views. But what I'm saying is within tarot, the devil is persecuted with this. People go, oh, I'm stuck in this devil's thing. No, you're not. You're stuck because you don't want to. Some people have used that same power to do amazing feats, but if people want to chain themselves to the devil and not take responsibility and not take their power back from something that they've given to, it's not the devil's fault, if they're going and giving him everything. And, think about the devil, all these people that is a horrible person. I kind of had a bit of a conversation with him. It's so strange. He was sitting crying and he was like, why does nobody like me? Why I haven't done anything wrong? All these people blame me for stuff. And, I'm just here and I'm lonely. So yeah, it's, I don't believe that the vaccine is the mark of the devil. I don't in any way. But I feel when you look at the devil, it's the devil and God are the same person. It's just, which one we choose to listen to. The devil will show us our truth. It'll show us sides of ourselves that we don't want to see, but it's when we accept them, that is when we realize that each one of us has a monster in us, but each one of us has a God in us as well. Hope that makes sense. And yeah, if you struggle between old beliefs and spirituality, that is, again, very interesting that you've mentioned the devil, because that is you're giving your power to something else. You're giving your power to the old beliefs that you were conditioned to believe when you were younger. Okay. If you're still answering questions, when people say God or energy, how do we do that exactly and also give out of love at the same time? How do we give and not let in? Right, interesting question, Kristen. So I believe when we protect our energy, one of my greatest practices, and I was taught this by James Van Praagh many years ago, and he said to me, when you go in the shower, imagine that the water that's coming out of the shower is white light, okay? And let it come all over your head, all over your shoulders, let it all over your body. Any psychic debris or anything like that is there, let it wash it away, see it taking it away and see it going down that plug hole, okay? Then when you step out of the shower, I always say this, and people laugh at me when I say it, I imagine like a golden condom. That's the only way I can describe it. So as I take a step out of the shower, it's there. I pull it up over me and I tie it at the top, and it's like, that's it. If I get sometimes on here, you'll have seen me, I feel the energy, and I feel the energy when it's coming as an attack as well. When it's like that, it's almost like I have these like shutters come up, and it's like, right, okay, don't give power to it, to bad energy. Use Palo Santo, use sage, and just cleanse. It's the same as, it's the same as washing your face, brushing your teeth, make it a regular practice as well. And if you don't like some energy, a lot of things to do is just clap like that around. That often clears the energy as well. I do it with my cards. I often knock the cards, get off any energy. Imagine you're cleaning a house. What would you do? Sometimes you can give it a little dust, but other times you give a deep clean. So I would say a deep clean once a week, and then every day just a little dust of your energy. Going into nature barefoot is really, really good to take energy from you. Take bad energy from you. Hugging a tree is good, and having something to eat as well. Whenever I stop reading for somebody, and after this, I will go and get something to eat, because that grounds, it brings me back down, and I'm like, right, okay, everything's away, and like I say, music and dancing always clears your energy as well. So yeah, don't give other people's energy too much power as well. It's be gone. So have boundaries, which is the same in any relationship. Having boundaries there, you can still, love can go through boundaries, but it just goes, there you go, this is my boundary. That's it. This is where you can come. This is the safe space. And what happens with bad energy is usually people are trying to invade with it. I have a thing whenever I read for anybody that's had a reading from me, I will never answer the call if they call me at the time when we're booked for a reading, because I have their information there, and when I call, it's right, okay, energetically I'm leading the reading. If they call me, then they're leading the reading, so straight away energetically it's taken over. It's quite like but energetically, that is how the energy works. So like I say, it's always, no, I'm the one to open this space, because I'm the one that's having to hold that space, and I'm the one that's having to deal with whatever energy is in there. Okay, so I hope that actually answers your question a little bit there, Kristen. Right. Yeah, exactly, Moonbeam. You know, the two wolves. Which ones do you feed? Right, okay. So you know what? I feel a lot with spirituality, right? And this is like me getting away from the woo-woo. It's like same with tarot cards. People will go like, you know, you've got to wrap them in a purple cloth, you've got to keep them here, you've got to blah, blah, blah. You know, all of this. You can't buy his deck yourself. You've got to buy the deck yourself. There's so much. With any superstitions, okay? If you give them power, they become true. So what I say when I teach, and I do teach occasionally tarot, and it's like, how do you feel? And I go, do I take from the top or to the bottom? What do you feel to do? You know, and it's about you using your energy and using your power with that. Okay, so it's when we talk about curses, all of this, you know, if we give them power, they become real and powerful. If we take that power back, then they lose their power. Okay, so we kind of both have the power. So be careful what we're giving power to. And like I say, it doesn't have to be all this spiritual and 20 Hail Marys or whatever like that. You know, it's being real. This is the thing, and this is what I feel is so important. We are spiritual beings, okay? There is this 5D, 6D, 7D, whatever dimensions that we're in, okay? But at this moment in time, every single one of us is here to have a human experience, okay? We'll go there when our time's up, when we've done the work, when we complete that video game, that's where we'll go there. But what we need to do with this is mix the two worlds, okay? And stay grounded in our humanness. So I always say, do you know what I mean? I'm a mystic. That is exactly what I am. But I walk the world with human feet. Okay, so this is it. It's the realness, the groundedness. This is what we need to keep. Because when we go too far up in the woo-woo, it doesn't relate to other humans. We cannot teach, we cannot learn the lessons that we need to by staying there, you know. So to me, it's about incorporating. Beautiful card just fell out there. The golden path. It's mad, they've been telling me this path at the moment, so I'm going to see what this says. Golden path. Right. Isn't that beautiful? Almost looks quite like an angel, doesn't it? Can you see? Is that just me? Like the angel wings there and an angel on the top of a Christmas tree. I haven't got a Christmas tree this year. Right, continue your current course of action, even if you are experiencing unforeseen difficulties and obstacles. Every journey has its trials, every learning, each skill, and all progress is accomplished through challenge. You move because you have pushed your body, you know because you have exercised your mind, and you know yourself by questioning your identity. This card has shown up in your reading today to encourage you to keep going. Bring the challenges close, tackle them head on, as they are not obstacles blocking the way, but an intrinsic part of the journey. Acceptance, perseverance, and conviction will lead you on. This is your golden path. Now is not the time to give up. A bright future is in the making, even though you cannot currently see it. It's like exactly what I've just been saying, you know. It's yeah, so this is it. You know, we've got this golden path. So challenges are part of life, exactly as I've said. And I'm going to go with these work your light cards as well, because I love these. Right. Oh, right. Okay. Message for the collective, please. What a really interesting image they're showing me there. Right, there's the one. Right, okay. It was an old And all like it was like a red diffusion shop. I think it was called Red Diffusion. I need to see what Red Diffusion means. But you know when you used to go where places that sold TVs and there was like all of the TVs in the window, like all of them, you know, all going on. That's what they were showing me. So I think it's all of us are being asked to tune. Yeah, all of us are actually being asked to tune in to kind of the same frequency here. Right, so Red Diffusion was the relaying of broadcast programs, especially by cable from a central receiver. Okay, so what Spirit are saying here is that we can all tune in. This is what we've got to do. We've got to all tune in to this truth from this one receiver, okay, which is Spirit. And then once we all have the same vision, like kind of thing, yeah, it's like the same vision. I've always shown me like that, you know, like, yeah, once we all have this same vision, that is when it will become reality. So, yeah. And as the Holy Book tells us, magic is something that will send you to hell. Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm going, because it'll be warm and all of my friends will be there as well. So I believe in magic, but I just think we'll remove you a sec there. Okay, right. So I never looked at what this one is. Wow, look at that one. Look at that one. What a beautiful card that is, yeah? So what this one says is, and this was the message for the collective, I feel. That's what I asked for. What is not aligned or that needs to change? What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are? We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, and of growth. Change is one of the only certainties in life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be, but there comes a time when it is harder to hold on to this facade than it is to embrace who we truly are, to surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. If you pull this card, you are being called to let go of who you once were, or the things you once defined yourself by, the job, the relationship, and the mask you wore, and to embrace who you truly are now, to courageously step into the person that came here to be in full authenticity, to embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. Perhaps you have outgrown some relationships or circumstances, and it is time to reassess and bring all the parts of your life into alignment so that they are congruent with who you truly are today. What in your life is not aligned or needs to change? And again, exactly what I've been saying. Thank you, Spirit. That's always nice for me, because then I know that I'm translating the messages properly, you know. So, wow, I'm loving these today. I'm really pleased I came on here today. Thank you so much for all of your energy as well. So what I'm going to do, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. Right, has nobody got any more questions? Yeah, it's just confirmation, you know. I mean, I trust them 100%, but it's still nice to get that confirmation. So, right. So I'm going to pull some cards. You pulled all perfect cards for today. Exactly, but there is no coincidence in that, Deborah. That's the thing, you know. And these are the little signs that they're giving us all of the time, you know. And it's like we go, oh, wasn't that strange? No, it's not strange. It's exactly how it was meant to be. And once we start realizing that that's what life is, so yeah, it's when we realize that they're always there, then we just have ultimate trust, you know. And this is what we've got to have, you know, keep that faith. So, and what day is it today? Wednesday. I will be doing a video for the 14th for the solar eclipse. So I'm just until Monday or something, because I think I'll do a window then. Yeah. Hi, Diane. Your face just changes over the past few years. Yeah, we all are, but it's coming. That and if you listen back to this, this video talks about challenges and and things like that. So it might help you. It might. And can everybody give a like, please, as well? There's less likes than there are people in this room, and it really does help because honestly, the views, the algorithms on social media and everything are doing everything to keep people away, and it's not good at the minute. So, right, okay, what we need to do here for this week, we have Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Right, okay, so I feel with this, right, it always comes back to love, gotta come back to love, always. But what this is saying is this week, and I feel this is a collective message again, okay? We have to let go of this need for control, this need to know, this need to have a proper big plan, okay? What we need to do is we need to follow our heart here. Our heart is what is going to, if we don't follow our heart, this is where we're going to get tripped up, okay? We need to wear our heart on our sleeve, they're saying, as well. We need to kind of have a romantic view about how life can be, not just love, okay? This is about life, a romantic view where it can be all wine and roses and stuff like that, and we need to be ready to take heart-centered action this week, okay? Because as we get into the beginning of the weekend, or the weekend, it is here, there's going to be a lesson for us to learn, okay? And they're saying, you're going to need your balls, okay? So we're going to have to be ballsy at this weekend because something is coming, but this isn't coming in any way to disrupt us or to hurt us. It's actually coming to free us, okay? It's and it's going to make us think about something differently. Okay, it's going to make us think about the future. It's going to make us think, as I've said today, are we on the right path? Are we being of service? Are we leaving a lasting legacy? Are we ready for this transformation of rebirth that we are going to experience if we are in our authentic and truthful self? Are we ready for that? If there's any loose ends, get them tied up now because, like I say, you want to be on that bus. And this is it. It's almost like this death of the old, okay, which is coming in because it's almost like magic, this, this is real, true magic, not people sitting doing spells and stuff like this. This is the universal magic is going to show itself to us more and more. The more we believe, the more we're going to actually receive it, and the more we are going to witness it in our daily lives. Okay, and this is it. There's a spark of creation, and wow, whoa. We all need to be ready to be lit up. It's like if we're all candles, imagine, okay, and we get to that point of authenticity and bang, the little wick in the top of our head lights up, and as I've said before, they've showed me this image before, when we alone are in our true authentic self, we can light a room. When we are all standing next to people who are all in their authentic self, we can light the world. And this is what it means to be a light worker. Anybody who listened to my meditation that I done a few months ago, where they were saying, feel that love, feel it light up within your heart, and then send it out. Send it out like a grid to other people, but allow yourself to receive this back. There is a grid of light over this planet, okay? Like the mesh Christmas lights that you get. And all we've got to do is light them up like that. And this is what we're being called to do. So we need to do what lights us up, okay? We need to stay lit as well. Our brightest, and we can only do that when we're being authentic. And that is where the true magic is, within life, okay? And that comes from the heart here, you know, and this is where we are a direct channel. When we are in the heart, when we are in this place of shining as well, this is when we are completely tuned into that frequency of spirit. That is when we are, yeah, we really, really are in our truest faith and in our strongest position as well. And it's so simple to do. Yeah, and this is the work. This is what we're here to do, you know, and be ready for the change. Because what this change is asking us as well at this moment in time is to leave behind that what has supported us in the past, what has kept us safe. You know, yeah, that's great. You know, we've had this life, we've had all of that. That's great. But it's time now to venture out, you know. And we're never on our own when we venture out. What we're getting there is, boom, look at that. You know, absolutely insane. I love that. You know, this is the Hierophant. This is it. This is the way of the world. And I want to show you something there. Yeah, do not grieve that which is gone. Do not grieve that which is gone. They've said, you know, there is a new world coming, and everything, it's like this regeneration. This is what's happening, you know. This is a cycle of life, death, birth, regeneration, you know. This is how it goes, and none of us can beat that, you know. But I just want to show you this. When I said in the beginning that I had this RTT session, and like I say, if anybody has anything they want to, addictions, emotional stuff from the past, whatever, RTT is the most amazing therapy. You know, it's what I use straight away, and it goes right to the core, and it's quick and it's fast and it's boom. You know, it is life changing. And if anybody wants a session, then there is a discount for people from Love Buddha as well. She's giving a discount, but yeah, I'm not plugging it. I'm just saying it's amazing if you want to break through these blocks quickly, you know. So anyway, I had this session last Tuesday, and it all came up around grief, which I didn't realize I was still holding. And as I said, I went into spirit, and I was in this white place, and like the top of my head came off, and I was all in this white, and it was sheer bliss. And as I said, I thought I died in it, you know. It was this wow, it was amazing. Thank you, Small Wildflowers, thank you. And after I came through with it, I'd done it over Zoom, and I was sitting talking to the lady, and I'd said, you know, there was this black ball of grief in my head, which is where I have the tumor. And I said, I seen it open, and I seen this, it was like this white, like egg, white shining egg came out, and then that was when my head opened, and then I just went up into somewhere else. And as I was talking to her, and I said it was like I cracked open, and the girl, the therapist, said to me, please sit there and don't move. I need to take a photograph of what I'm actually seeing on your Zoom at this moment in time. And I don't know, can you see that? Oh, it's going to be hard for you to. It's not letting you. Is that? Yeah, you can kind of see there. Can you see? That's me sitting, and there is this white light. There was no camera flash or anything. There's rainbows in it, and it actually looks like electric. You can see the energy in it, and that was coming from exactly my third eye. It was insane. And she took the photo and sent me it, but it's literally coming from my third eye. But I mean, it's so you can see like can you see the energy like coming through with it, and that it was crazy. So yeah, so she just was like, whoa, I don't know who you are, I don't know what you're doing, you know, bless her. She's you know, she's science-based, but you know, there is a mix with science and spirituality, I believe. So yeah, this is like, you know, get ready because we're stepping into who we were born to be, you know, and we all deserve to be on that bus as well. So it's like, you know, I hope you all come along, and we do this together. It's just a case of letting that past go. So Yeah, I was looking at this picture. I really wish I can't post pictures on here, can I? Because if I could, I would send it over. But it's insane. And I was a photographer as well, and I'm like, yeah, well, hold on. There was no flash. There was no light coming from me. The light was behind me. Where's that coming from? But yeah, it was like, oh wow. So so does anybody have any questions? Right, we're on 44 people in and 44 likes. Thank you so much. And 4444 is the number of stability, safeness, Wow, that's where we're at this moment in time. So, oh God, everything comes up on my phone in Greek. Why does it do that, man? Everything is in Greek when it comes up on my phone. Yeah. Yeah, it's saying 444, it's security, it's stability. It's saying, we've got spirit on our side and all the hard work is about to pay off. This is it. It's, security, appreciation, solid foundations. It's, we have nothing to fear. All is as it should be. So I love it. I'm really excited for this. I really, really am. Hi, Dreamer. Nice to have you here as well. You used to have that Spanish laptop. Yeah, when I was in Spain, it was all in Spanish, and then now it's all in Greek. And I've been trying to learn Greek, but I cannot read Greek because it's different letters. It's like, do you know what I mean? So I don't know any Greek, and I really don't like it. But then saying that, we're on full lockdown again. This is now, I think, the 6th week, and they've just said that we're on lockdown until the 7th of January again. So it's there will be no Christmas here. So yeah, has anybody got anything else to say? And then I think I'm gonna go. I could just hang here all night. It's a really nice energy tonight, isn't it? Yeah, the Ascended Masters, yeah. And I feel this is what we're going towards, This is what we're going towards, we are all, this is what the Ascension is about, Oh, from North Hollywood. I was there in February. I was, where was I? I don't know. I was in Hollywood though. Most powerful self-love healing stone, in your opinion? I feel different people are different with different stones. I love rose quartz. Rose quartz to me is always, it's there. It's good. It's a good all-rounder for self-love. I also feel. Telling me there. They're giving me garnet. I don't know what garnet. I'm not really that massively into crystals, but I like them stones. I always like fire agate as well. I use that a lot for protection. When I do readings, I always have black obsidian there. So I mean, that could be a self-love, self-healing, because I'm protecting myself as well. We love you, Tanya. Thank you for being so sensitive and real. Oh, thank you, Jessie. I cannot be anything else, I really can't. I've tried. It's too hard, it's too hard. So I've just got to be me, and it's learning for all of us. But thank you for listening. And I know I'm not as eloquent as other readers and stuff like that, and I probably should be put. I try to just be as real as possible. And that's why I share. That's why I share a lot of things as well. People go, why do you tell people so much about your life? It's like, because, it's that's if people can learn from that, because I've learned from that, Do you think the earth is flat? So garnet is for self-esteem. Thank you, Tanya. I am humbled and amazed by you and your beautiful soul you share so selflessly. I am braver because of you. I am more understand because of you. I hope I can pass it on. Oh, Debbie, thank you so much. Okay, there's tears there. Thank you so much. It really makes it all worthwhile. It does, because it's not always easy, you know, and it's not always easy to walk this path, you know. It's a lot of times you walk this path alone, but spirit always there, but it's still in the human sense. It you know, it's not always easy, but I feel it's a responsibility, you know. I have to, if spirit are giving me these messages, I have to give them out, and I have to be as vulnerable as I can. And to me, vulnerability is when you show somebody something that you probably have been shamed about or been ashamed of in the past, and you openly say, I'm trusting you with this. And if you know, if I had to go through my story and what I've gone through in order just to tell other people that, look, I will be holding your hand through this. And that's what I want to do. You know, it's like, you know, it's, I've seen a lot of darkness, but I've also seen a lot of light. And if I can just take your hand and go, right, okay, we're going towards the light, but we've got to go through this darkness and it's going to be okay, then that's what I'm here to do. To me, that is what a light worker does. As I say, it's like the old cinema ushers with the torch, you know. And it's, if we're in the dark, we're in the dark together, you know. But there's always that light shining somewhere, because that's when we shine most. You are a badass and we need you. I'm not so much a badass at the minute. I'm like, oh, I can't walk. I'm in so much pain. I was talking to my friend today, and he was laughing because I was just okay, it's. Have you found banana milk yet, Tanya, in Greece? No, not banana milk. I got chocolate Nesquik, which isn't the same, and I can't find coconut water as well. It's like, for God's sake, you know, I don't have my coconut water here. So yeah, but I'm getting used to it now. But like I say, I'm not even seeing any of the island. You know, I've been here since September and I haven't even explored yet. Oh, Tanya, it's your authenticity that drew me to you and keeps me coming back. Thank you. I appreciate your honesty. Thank you. Yeah, you know, one of my friends posted a meme the other day, and I just thought, you know, that's so spot on. And this an amazing musician, does some very spiritual music, and it said, what was it? Yeah, just fuck the likes, deliver the message. And you know, it's, people are saying to me, you need to be getting more followers, you need to be doing that, you need to be doing that. I haven't got time to work on the marketing and stuff like that. You know, it's not about how many likes I get. It's basically, it's about delivering the message, you know, that's it. Fuck the likes, deliver the message. And if I can do that, and if I'm doing that to the best of my ability, then, you know, that's, I'm doing what I'm here to do. If you ever felt to offer any classes or coursework, I would be interested. Love to learn with you. Right, Alicia, this is something I am working on. I am working on it at the minute. At this moment in time, there's a lot of things there, and it's how do I piece them together in the best way possible. Spirit are giving me a lot of information. They're pointing me in the right direction, but it's this, I need to put this course into creation, and within it will be basically everything I teach, but it will be on a group level and it will be on a one-to-one level as well. You know, it's not there yet. I'm hoping the beginning of the new year, you know, by springtime it will be, I'll be happy with how it is. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be in depth, but like I say, I will be there holding your hand through it all. And it's, yeah, it's more about itself. It's emotional. It's basically, it's evolution, you know, evolution of the soul. So, yeah, this is what I am currently working, you know, but like I say, I want to do it on where it'll be a group session. And then there will be a couple of one-to-one clients, you know, that I work with on a long-term basis. You know, it'll be like kind of 3 months, 6 months, you know, possibly yearly. This is what I'm kind of seeing which way they want me to go with it at the minute. And it's frustrating because it's there and I want to get it out, but it's just, I'm not prepared to put it out. And I'm like, right, okay, this is the proudest work I've ever done, and this is, yeah. So it's almost a bit like a vaccine. Do you know what I mean? I'm trying it out on guinea pigs at the moment, and then when I'm happy with it, then that's when I will give it, because if I can't give 100%, then I can't do it. So the massive undertaking, the best way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. No stress, stay blessed. Yeah. Right. Okay. Thank you so much to all of you. I'm humbled. I feel strong. I feel ready. The Joan of Arc. It's like, I'm not afraid. I was born to do that, and that is whatever personal challenges come in my way as well. It's I'm pretty fearless at this moment in time, and it feels really, really good. So yeah, so thank you. I will keep you all informed. I'm sorry there's no other openings for readings before the new year. I will be on before the new year though, but yeah, next year is going to be very different in the way we're living life, in the work that I'm doing, the work that we're all doing, but it's it's taken us closer. It's time. And this is what we've all been waiting for. So yeah, it's fantastic, and I'm so honored and privileged to be sharing this with you all as well. Okay, because if I take a step, you're all along there with me, and if you take a step, I'm there by your side as well. Okay, on the golden path, Laurie. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go now, because I'm getting good not having a cigarette now when I'm doing these, aren't I? So I'm going to go because I'm gagging for one. But I'm sending you all lots and lots of love. I hope what the messages that have come through today have been of importance as well, and have touched you in some way, and will help you in the next few weeks that we're coming. Like I say, they're not going to be easy, but just we're almost there. Okay, don't give up. Don't give up. We are almost there. We've almost got it cracked. Okay, so I'm sending lots and lots of love. Satnam.